Angel Online said https://multistar.am/cyanosysivit/Angel Online Vtuber/layout3/
this, but I know I think okay.
Oh, the caption. Hello. Yeah, my captions aren't always accurate, unfortunately.
It's
Welcome back.
I'm gonna go to the. Okay, you guys are on my stream. Let's go.
Yay. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Me. Woo. Okay. Thank you for the multi-stream link, by the way. I didn't know how to do that, so I just yoinked it from you.
You're
I've
welcome.
yoinked
See,
everything I have on this stream from you
Yeah.
guys.
That's fine. I can also send you the overlay if you want to
Nah,
stream it some other time.
you. I got you. I'm just gonna use your stream. You know what?
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just
I don't mind. As long as it
yoink
won't get you in
you.
trouble
No,
automatically
it's
or something.
fine. Nah,
Okay.
I've never
What
had
your
issues with
best
it
should
before.
do.
Nice. I am lime green, and I don't know why. I'm just a little bit green. What happened?
Yeah.
Let me see. I should
You
not.
wanna
I
know
look
what
like
I
jaundice.
don't know. I don't know if this does it for your Vtuber or whatever, where like the surrounding background
Yeah,
like
that's
color
what it did.
palette. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. It's definitely the top right. It's taking it from. That's why. Which is like really funny because you're actually at the bottom right.
Yeah. So now all I need to add is roll 20. I don't think Q's.
God damn
Um.
it, Q.
Oh,
Oh,
let's see.
my shit fucked up.
Oh no.
Okay, I got
Anything I can do?
disconnected for
I'm
a
also
second.
not gonna repeat the horrible joke I did for like Q's name, by the way, just for the
What it was
uh
already.
I said I guess you could say he was not on Q.
Gotcha.
That's cute
Yeah, no.
actually. That's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
Like
I'm
Nice
gonna
loud ass
I'm
keyboard. Let's see.
yoinking literally yoinking a mushroom hat from Google to add to my
Nice.
model so that
Perfect.
it
why don't you
matches
just get
Garbanzo.
Toad? Just get Toad and then just chop like
Chop the rest off.
half.
That's dark in a way. Let's see.
I'm just
That's what it's
yoinking a ping.
yeah.
I'm just yoinking a random ass mushroom ping, and I'm gonna
You
plop
just
it.
love yoinking stuff for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah,
Understandable.
I do. I don't got the energy to do it myself. Fuck you mean?
I have the habit of saying steal, even though like I'm taking something that has already been mine.
No,
I
that's
just say
borrowing
steal,
with
and then I
style.
yeah, you
Yeah,
get
like
it.
the only thing I pretty much borrowed was like the ferret like gift that walks. And that's really it. You
Oh,
know?
I definitely didn't borrow my taxes. I would never do that.
Definitely not.
Did you just
I
admit
would
to
never.
tax evasion on stream?
I
We're all disabled. How much are we really
Definitely.
making?
True! Amen! A-fucking-man! Speak
You
your
know,
shit! Speak your shit! You're so
I don't want
real
to
for
comment
that!
on that because I'll be real with that statement. Like I'm
I'm
not even sure
making
that applies to me. They don't recognize my
$0.00.
ass.
Oh, true.
I'm making
They've literally turned me
$0.
down 3 times. Genuinely,
Mm.
it's
For
actually
I
like
hate
what?
that they do that
ridiculous.
so often. For disability?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It took me a
Yeah.
year. It took me a year because they
It's
kept losing my paperwork in the fucking mail.
it, it's just genuinely bad in the UK. That's the thing. I'll slightly touch on this.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit easier if they can see the physical like impairments and such, right?
Yeah.
But like even still with physical impaired people, they still struggle like just as much as like somebody as me. And the whole process is I don't know. It's questionable. It's like you apply, you fill in the letter and then you send it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta wait for like 8 weeks. You'll get like a call or like an email saying like when your first scheduled like appointment would be. Uh and then 4 weeks later go by, that will typically be the appointment, and then like you'll have to wait like another month or something until like they do like an analysis and such, or like an observation, and then they do it based on their observation, which is
Interesting.
like such a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a
And let me tell you, the
year.
last time
Ah.
I did it, last time it, last time I did it, they didn't even read my case prior,
Ignore
and it was
everything. Fine. You didn't see anything.
what was the waiting time for if you didn't read my case, you know?
Yeah.
No, yeah, in America they'll reject you the first time no matter what you do.
Mm.
That's wild. That's so
Like it
ridiculous.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They will literally the person that was handling my case is like they will reject you the first time no matter what. Don't take it personally. And I'm like,
Oh, they see my
"What?"
face. Oh my
Huh?
gosh.
Huh? Huh?
They see my face on the Diceabled. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay,
You
yeah.
I
didn't see
got
anything else, I promise.
you guys
I
are
did
gonna
totally
love
did not see
this.
anything else. Don't worry, I can check back for the VOD.
No. I'm
True.
just not used to this.
You
Okay.
guys, Ryan, you're gonna love this. Okay, pull up my stream real quick. You're gonna love this.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm scared. Let's see. Where is your stream on Twitch? Or
Yeah,
I'll just look on
I
Discord.
have the multi-stream pulled up so I can see your chat.
Oh. Let me see. Oh, somewhere.
This is great. Thank God I not streamed this.
Oh my god, the hat.
I have a mushroom
Beautiful.
hat.
It's perfect.
You wanna know what I was contemplating wearing, but it wouldn't make sense?
What?
What?
I can't find it. Forget
Oh
what I
no.
said. Wait, no, I can find it maybe, hold on.
Hello. Welcome.
Ugh.
Hi.
So I was gonna wear possibly this thing, but like I wasn't sure how well this was gonna work.
I mean, you can go for it.
No, I mean I can't wear it with the headphones, you know.
Mm. Yeah,
Like it
that's
just
tricky.
doesn't work.
Have you ever seen those headphone attachments that have like horns and stuff?
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
have. Like
Those are
I
cool.
had a
literally, I have
hat
friends
ear.
who literally own them as well. I'm like,
Yeah. I think they're cool because I live in my noise canceling headphone. Like I used to sleep in them, which is bad. But
Oh, I sleep.
you know,
I sleep in my headphones too.
yeah. But then I
It
wasn't able to
doesn't.
charge them, and then they'd run out in the middle of the day, and then I'd panic. So
Uh,
I had to get used to not sleeping with them, unfortunately. I don't know why my charge just doesn't last a day. It should. The hat is wonderful.
Thank you.
Very rad.
yeah, that doesn't work.
So what is the plan now that we isn't
Yeah,
here?
so since Q
What's-
is... What does the AWOL mean, by the way? I don't know what it stands for.
It means
but,
that they're AWOL. I forget the acronym. It's an acronym,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
but
an
it
acronym
just
of
means
some
that
sort.
you're not there.
Yeah, so since Q is... Maybe will come later. I don't know. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But I don't think we should wait any longer since we were already like 30 minutes late.
Absent without
Sound alerts.
official leave.
Said
That
Doctor
makes sense.
underscore
Okay.
gamer underscore plays
So
played
I think
Whopper.
we can start. So let me pull up.
What are you laughing at? What's happened?
What?
I don't know.
Dr. Gamer Plays just played a Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper. I have sound alerts
Just
on,
as an
so
audio?
yeah, I have sound alerts, so they just played the Whopper song, and I started giggling.
Understandable. That would
Doctor
get me
underscore
too.
gamer underscore plays said
So I think we should
still haven't fixed it for us.
start just introducing, or I'll introduce the vibe, like where you start off, and then I will kind of start individually. I'm gonna since I just got your lore, I need to like think of something quick. But so first I'll start
Angel
with
Online
Garbanzo,
Zam.
just to make things easier on me, because I can't think much. Let's see.
Angel Online
I'm
said
also pulling up lore.
skeptical smiley face.
Okay, so we're starting off on... I don't have a screen for this, but we're going to use Theater of the Mind today for the most part. We're going to start off at a pier where an airship is slowly descending down to the dock. It seems like they have to actively kind of choose to let it sink. So you have about 5 minutes, someone said, from above the deck to actually board. So in the meantime, you are, just enjoying the view. The sun is setting, and you were given tickets to this as part of your cooperation with the tournament. Everything is paid for because they wanted to invite people from several lands, and not all of those have a ton of currency to spare. So you all essentially have an all expenses paid trip, which is quite exciting. And the ship has, I will pull it up so you can see, it has these little... It's like an older ship, but you can tell it's very loved. It's pretty clean, like very clean. I'm finding the correct browser. Here we go. Let me drag y'all to the area where you can see this. Okay, that should work. And it has not. Oops. Oh, here we go. Ignore everything. Okay. Here we go. And drop your little tokens. I can grab. It's not letting me grab. Anyway, so you guys are there. You are waiting to dock, and there is a ramp on up to this deck part. So everyone has equal access to this ship once it does fully descend. But as you watch the ship slowly, you both are alone. You came just to the trip, maybe not entirely sharing that info with others, but Garbanzo, you hear kind of a psst, psst, psst. Garb! And Garb,
Yeah.
it's
What's up?
me! It's me, Mong.
Oh my god, Uncle Mong!
It's me. I followed you all the way here.
No
All the
way!
way.
That's crazy!
It was a long walk. Let me tell you. It was
Well,
quite
I don't know
long.
much about walking, but I'm sure it was.
Yeah. You're killing me already. Okay. But sis, I wanted to send you off. Cause
Yeah?
I know you might not have the support of everyone, but I wanted to let you know that there are people rooting for you. And remember that time you found a double carrot down a ravine and you tumbled all the way down to get it like a weed. And you
Yeah.
really wanted that double carrot.
I really did.
Yeah. You were willing to do anything for it. But and you'd even hurt yourself for it. You'd do anything. And that's something that the rest of this family doesn't have. And I don't want you to ever lose that. So, whatever you're trying to get over there, I want you to get it. And we'll be waiting for you. At least I will. Okay, kid?
Okay, Uncle Mong, I'll try my best.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Garb. We
Love
do.
you
Even
too,
even your
Uncle
mother, like
Mong.
she worries. She worries, but I'll keep her from worrying too much. I'll tell her you were off, prophetizing or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry. I'll hold down the fort, but I'm proud
Thanks,
of you.
Uncle
I know this
Mong.
isn't easy. Yeah, you can do this. And if I can watch, I'll be watching. So he sends you off. And actually, before that, I would like you to introduce Garbanzo as best you can. You can do that via first person if you'd like, or in describing. Yeah.
Garbanzo is a druid from a humble rural farming village called Peaton, in the country of Tamarind. They've been living their whole life craving adventure, but leap at the chance to visit. How much am I allowed to reveal about the campaign?
I wouldn't
Should I
reveal
just-
anything you don't want other players to know.
Oh, okay. This was kind of for the viewers, but I guess okay. Basically Garbanzo is very curious and wants to learn about magical plants and study them as a botanist. And he has a family of very very colorful characters that are all named after vegetables and beans and different plants and stuff. So he's from a very rural village. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Do you want to describe what he looks like a little bit?
Yeah, I could just show the picture you drew here.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. Little image. Let me browse and pick it.
I'm new to D&D, guys, so I'm just
No
letting
worries.
everyone know I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of
You're
trying my
doing
best
great.
here.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Here is a little
Yes.
sketchy sketch I made of Garb. Let's
Garb.
see. Here it is. Very cute. Eventually,
know
these shall be
why.
colored.
And with like the left one with like the teeth showing for some reason just reminds me of the cabbage man from
The
Avatar.
Cabbage Man? What's the Cabbage
Cabbage
Man?
Man?
Is this a
Yeah.
Scottish thing? I've
No,
never heard of the
from
Cabbage Man.
Avatar. From Avatar.
Oh, my
Oh.
cabbages!
I thought you meant some kind of like children's mascot or something.
What?
The Cabbage Man is so like scary
Cabbage
to
Man
think
is
about.
a children's mascot.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think
Is
it's
that
just
a
like I don't have
Scottish?
an
I
art
thought
style
that
quite yet.
too. I was also thinking that.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't have quite of an art style quite yet, so it kind of varies, but I'm guessing
It looks
some of
great.
the inspiration came from that. Thank you. I tried. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And now we will switch to Bog's point of view. And you're witnessing couples kind of, excuse me, couples kind of tearfully exchanging goodbyes, wishes of good luck. Some people are giving their partners, spells to ease their air sickness, things like that. Families are sending off their kids who are also participating, you would assume, in this tournament. It's a medium-sized ship. There aren't too many people. It seems that they're only really making one stop, which is ideal. So everyone on this ship will be heading towards the same destination. So you kind of get a good idea of who your competition may be.
Mm,
You see a lot of basically the entire crew scrubbing down the deck. And it is damn near the dock now. It's very close to actually getting to the ramp now. But you see a kind of carved in scratch down the side of the hull. And just as you see that, one of the crew members kind of unrolls or unfurls the ramp part to allow passengers to come up. And they say, to ideal, 2 minutes till takeoff. And now both of you have the option to either get on or you can stall for 2 minutes. And also, I would like Bog to introduce themselves in some way
yeah.
while I pull up the picture.
Okay. I'll introduce myself, and I think I'll take the first action afterwards. So,
Yeah.
for anyone who doesn't know, this is Bog, a reasonably tall bard, 5'10", so a little bit taller on the elvish side of things, wearing a cowboy French jacket, the French chaps, the black leather boots. So more of the Western-esque style. Got golden brown eyes, got like fair, like silver skin, almost grayish, and he has hair almost similar to mine's, but like just like straight rather. It's more dark brown, and has a golden ring on his middle finger. Uh, Not to just gesture, the bird to some people, as some would assume, even though he does enjoy that. Has the exact same skin condition as me, ichthyosis, has the tism, as we call it here.
Mhm.
Autism doesn't exist in the fantasy land. Maybe it does. We don't know.
Maybe it's just called Tism.
Uh, and normally gets like anxious in certain social situations that he's typically not used to, which is not like a circumstance you often see with entertainers, of like the background similar to his. He was born and raised into a middle class elven family. He says his words. Um, and he became an entertainer to not only help himself live comfortably, but also be a deceiver to gain the vital info of like the deep secrets in regards to Idril, uh, and possibly deal with requests to get rid of what he quotes as the Barbersham bunch, really just like, people who are contracts being sent, who are like, can we get rid of these people? They're being nuisances. Uh, he also chose on his own will to head back into Edo after hearing about the tournament earnings, uh, and possibly stop on the way to a possible connection. We might have some leads into possibly the rest of the surrounding area that surrounds Edo. Uh, and the reason why he's on this adventure himself is a way to prove himself wrong, that he doesn't have to serve in a highly rich business compared to other people of like the same race as him, and to sort of like break the mold in a sense.
Very rad. So you said you wanted to take first action as well.
Yeah, you mentioned about the hall
Mhm.
having something on it. Uh can I possibly use which one would it be actually? Can I check the purpose as to why the hall has that thing on it?
Has the scratch?
Yeah, why does it have the scratch? Would that come under perception or insight, would you think?
I think
I
perception
think
is fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. Uh
So you can do that in your character sheet, I believe, or
oh, I
type
can
in
do
it
that in
now.
my character sheet. Okay, cool. Uh that's great. Did that
Okay.
work?
Yep. So
Okay.
you kind of can surmise that because the scratches are on the lower part of the hole, you kind of imagine a situation where a creature lunges at the ship and kind of scratch doesn't get a hold in it. So they kind of ricochet off of it a little bit.
Hmm.
It's not like whatever made these actually took hold of the ship or anything. They're kind of
Right.
too small and light for that.
Okay. Uh I'll continue on my way. That's all I have to do.
Sure thing. Okay, so Garbanzo can choose now that the ramp has been unfolded, you can take some kind of action, which can involve, investigating the ship, getting on it, um, anything like that. Talking to someone. There are a lot of crew members aboard.
Okay. Maybe I'll talk to the crew members that are there.
Sure. You approach a half elf who looks kind of older. He kind of has like a lot of freckles on his upper lip that would probably indicate he's out in the sun quite a lot, which would make sense given his profession. But he kind of approaches you asking if you need help. He's like, hey, do you need any help with that or are you good?
So he's asking if I need help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Um,
You can
I
act or reply however you'd like.
okay. I would like to ask if he knows any information about where we're going. I
Sure.
think. Is that okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't have to roll for that or anything.
Okay.
He'll just answer. He's like, yeah, I've never been actually, but I hear it's beautiful. So I'm quite excited to even see it from the shore. I know we probably won't be able to actually touch down for long as crew members, but I think they say it's a gorgeous view, and I don't know. We've been a lot of places on the air, but I don't know. This is something I've always been excited to see. So I'm so jealous of you.
Oh, you're jealous of me? Well, I mean, you get to work on this cool airship. That's pretty awesome, I think.
That's true. She's a beaut. She is. But there's something special about touching down to the ground sometimes. We don't often get to do that. So
I guess you
I can
could
see your
say you got your head in the clouds, huh?
point though. Indeed. And he says if there's anything else I can ever get you, just let me know. We're pretty available no matter what time of day. I personally actually run the bar once we hit air. So if you ever need anything, feel free. And he walks off, kind of still wiping down some stuff.
Okay.
Yup. So as you both, kind of settle on the ship, it begins to once again elevate. The kind of sail like almost dragon shaped wings kind of flap as you take off, but once you've hit high enough air, it kind of just stays steady like a bird's would. The wings just kind of lock in place, and you are now fully in the sky. So you haven't dared to look down, but you are able to. Let's see what else. There's a grate kind of in the middle of the deck where you can see the underfloor, where you can kind of see like a cafeteria of sorts, and that's probably where your rooms will also be. This is a pretty short flight, like 4 hours, but if you want to just nap it off, you are able to, or just kind of drop off your stuff, anything,
Okay, I
as
guess
well
I'll.
as.
Oh,
Hmm?
okay. I'll drop off.
I was just
I'll
about to
drop
say,
off my stuff.
yeah, perfect. So we will, for you, I will show you that area. So now you have the room to the left, and it's kind of, bare bones, but it'll do. You're not really spending any long moment of time in here. So you drop off your stuff, and if you'd like to investigate the room, you may. Otherwise, you can head back up or head to the cafeteria.
Um. Okay, I guess I'll get a snack.
Yeah. Okay. So you find Xanfir, the same person that you chatted with before, kind of manning the tables. And he says, "Oh, nice to see you again. What can I get for you? Anything in particular? We have teas, we have more strong beverages, whatever suits your fancy."
Oh, well, my mama always told me never to drink, It's not right.
That's fair. I've seen a lot of people lose themselves to drink, so I can understand that.
I'll have a
And
tea instead.
teas are nice. We have a lot of nice ones. We have lavender, we have chamomile, we have some more exotic flavors actually, we have one from Ideal, if you'd like to try. It is made, it's made of some kind of bioluminescent mushroom. It looks real nice. I don't know how it tastes though.
Wowza, mushroom tea. They really got it all.
I'll get that one right up for you. And he kind of looks very wholesomely amused by your enthusiasm. And he starts making that. And while he's making that, we'll head back over to Bog's point of view, who's still on the deck. You can choose to descend as well, or investigate the deck further, talk to people.
Hmm. Okay. Generally are the people like in the cafeteria? Would you say?
Yeah, they're kind of congregating there for the most part.
Okay. I am gonna go down to the cafeteria
Okay.
and I'm just gonna observe everyone, whilst I like play the first instrument, which is my harmonica, nonchalantly.
Nonchalantly harmonica-ing would be quite a feat. um, but you do just that. You play, and some people look a little disturbed by the fact that someone began harmonicaing in their presence, but for the most part, people mind their business. Probably a little just, stranger danger. They're choosing not to interact with you much, but that gives you an opportunity to kind of you don't look suspicious in the way that you are scanning the room.
Yeah.
Um, so you see Garbanzo kind of excitedly vibing in the corner, watching Xanfir make his tea.
All
um,
right.
and you also see a heavier tiefling who doesn't seem to talk in general, but she's vibing with your music actually. Very shy, but kind of pop in her head. Other than that, there are a few crew members kind of tying up their stuff,
Mm.
reorganizing it, I guess you could say.
Um, can I use a perception check to see if anybody like who possibly could be inconspicuous, and by that I'll elaborate by the fact that they could possibly have like some brand marking that they're like associated with like some company, or something like that, right?
Yeah. You notice that Xanfir has a kind of brooch on his vest that just has the logo of the Air, which is spelled AIRE. That's
Mm.
just a ship, essentially. They don't seem to be part of any chain of airships. It seems to be like a mom and pop thing. Everyone's hired individually.
All right. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Oh, I took your 15 from before by accident.
Would you like me to
um,
roll again? I can roll again.
I mean, I already gave you probably more information, so if you rolled
All
lower, it would
right.
be. Oh well, it's fine. There wasn't much to give anyway, so
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So, Garbanzo, you hear this harmonious harmonica. um, sorry if there's lawn noises coming from me.
That's okay.
But you hear this harmonica. I think they've left. Playing, and you see a person in chaps and tasseled leather jacket playing this instrument almost smugly. Sorry, just a second.
That's fine.
No. Er. Then run over some toes. The harmonica sounds like a lawnmower inexplicably.
What do you
um, yeah, I'll just wait till they pass. I have a feeling it's quite loud.
Wow, I never knew harmonicas could sound like this. This is wild.
Yeah, it takes quite a talent to fuck it up that much.
You're even proficient with it, and you're dogpiling them already? First session?
Okay. Hopefully they're gone for the last time. But you see this person just vibing. They're doing their own thing, kind of looking across the room occasionally while they play. Zanfir makes your tea. He's just letting it steep now. But you can see kind of this almost holographic nature to it already. It's very neat. It's served in a clear cup, so you get to see the beauty of it. And you can choose to, while it's steeping, you have like 5 minutes. You can choose to kind of look around, interact with folks, or go back up to the deck to see the view. Any of those.
Can I talk to Bog? Or not
Absolutely, you can.
yet? Okay.
You can. You're close enough. You're all both in the cafeteria.
Okay. I'm gonna
So you can
finish
describe
my
how you approach.
tea really
Yeah.
quickly. Like I just fucking wolf that shit down.
Burning your throat.
Yeah, I just fucking gulp it down like it's the last thing I'll ever eat in my life, right? And then I lick my lips because it's kind of all over my face, and I like wipe my chin. And then I start rolling over to Bog. But like my wheelchair's kind of like clanking and shit because the floor is not that great. And I roll over to Bog, and I'm like, "Wow, your playing sure is swell."
He raises his eyebrows twice.
With an outfit
acknowledging
like
your presence.
that, you must be ready to go to the rodeo.
He stops briefly with the harmonica, to like a gentle stop, and then he says, "Well, I've been in a few rodeos myself.
Wow,
How
so it
about
ain't your
yourself?"
first one?
And I doubt it'd be the last. What is your name, sweet summer child? And then he continues playing.
Garbanzo.
He then keeps playing for a couple extra seconds, and then he'll stop and be like, what a glorious name. Tell me, what is this?" And he points to your wheelchair in this fantasy land.
It's a mushroom. I don't know if you could tell.
He kind of raises his eyebrow, like one, and then scrunches up the other, in a sort of like wave, and he's like, "I've never seen any mushroom like this. How does this come about?"
Well, you see, when a girl mushroom and a boy mushroom love each other very much.
He interrupts that thought and just plays the harmonica again. And like, he gets what you mean. No, he gets what you mean.
So now that you two kind of have somewhat formally been introduced, you the ship kind of shakes a little bit. Kind of almost making your chair tip, Garbanzo, and
Ah!
the staff don't seem all too worried about it.
Wow.
But you can kind of feel the rumble.
Oh.
So if you would like to ask staff about it or just go about your day continuing to interact with the ship, that is your choice.
Now
And we
Garbanzo
can
is
start.
unbothered. Garbanzo don't give a fuck.
Understandable. And as for Bog,
He would like to directly just look at, not like perception check wise, but he just wants to get like the general vibe on how the crew members specifically reacted to that, who are at the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm. Um, for example, Xanfir kind of bent his knees almost in anticipation of the shake,
Hmm.
so that if he were to fall, he had less to fall. And you can see a lot of the staff do the same thing. They just kind of brace for impact while continuing to do what they already do.
Yeah, he will continue playing.
Sure. And as you continue playing, the tiefling girl who is also heading to your direction, but does not look like she was originally from Ideal like you. She kind of starts tapping her little foot, just vibing, but you can tell she's kind of nervous about where she's going. Like this may be
Hmm.
her first time on a kind of journey by herself.
All right, I'm gonna do it because you've kind of set me up here. I'm gonna quiet down the harmonica before I stop it. And then I approach the tiefling
Hmm.
and I say, "First time?"
And she shyly nods
Uh,
and looks away, not knowing what to say, or seems unable to say more.
uh, Trust me. These situations, at the end of the day, the real big problem is all the commotion. Your safety will be fine.
She nods, kind of vigorously agreeing with you, and you can tell that, like, there's a little bit of a water in her eye, like she just needed that little bit of comfort and interaction to get her through.
You got this. I believe in you.
And she
He'll
kind of giggles.
then kind of walk up back to his original spot, and then he'll start playing the harmonica again.
Cool, cool. Excuse me. I mean, my bed's still readjusting. Okay. I love how I bounce when I do that. Let's see. Um, so once again, you kind of feel the ship shake a little bit. Still not a lot, but noticeable. Not as much as the first one. And then the tiefling girl kind of taps or tugs the sleeve of one of the staff members, and they just kind of, not in the most nice way, but they just say turbulence and keep on walking, kind of ripping their sleeve from her grasp.
Hmm.
And Garbanzo, this would be probably your turn for an action of any kind. You can choose to investigate other areas of the ship. Currently, you're in the cafeteria, but
Uh,
yeah,
hmm. Um, I guess maybe I should investigate my room with that, or should I
sure.
investigate the cafeteria? I don't know.
I'll say you've kind of seen most of what the cafeteria has to offer.
Okay, then
It's
I'll
kind of
I'll go
bare.
I'll go back to my room, I guess.
Sure. So you head back to your room, and nothing has really changed, despite the fact that there are no locks really on these doors. It doesn't appear that anyone has broken in or taken anything. Everything is just as it was. Um, your sheets are still kind of tucked in since you haven't sat on the bed. There's a little desk and chair with a few books on the little kind of built-in desk. Some of them are religious texts, but you don't find that any of them discuss the holy growth much.
Damn. Okay, can I remark to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So many books are here. Too bad. I guess it would be against the holy growth if I read any of these, so I'm gonna have to pass on that one, Chief. Uh, I guess that's yeah. I guess what I'll
Yep,
do.
fair enough. So, not taking much interest in the books on the desk, you are at a low enough height that you kind of see a panic button of sorts underneath the desk at the very back.
Hmm. So is it like a red button or something?
Sorry, lawnmower.
It's
Just a
okay.
second. That's my answer. Just lawnmower. I swear they're just loitering by the window. um, let's see. I can't type. This is fun. Okay. So it's like it glows faintly. It's not red, but it's yellowish.
Okay. Um. So okay. So it's glowing faintly. There's a panic button.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like inspect what the button might do, or I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Sorry.
No worries. You can take note of it just in your head. You could
Okay.
theoretically press it. You could
Oh, I'd be too. Garbanzo would be
um
too scared to press it. He wouldn't want to mess it up.
yeah. Fair enough. Then you can just kind of keep that in your back mental pocket. And you can choose to stay in the room or go back out to the people on the deck or cafeteria next turn.
Okay. I guess. Hmm. I guess I'll go back out to the cafeteria maybe now that I've inspected the room and it's met my bare minimum uh the bars in hell standards. So it's I give myself a little thumbs up and head back out.
Fair enough.
You're really
Okay, so
moving
we
up in the
will.
world, Garbanzo. You're doing good for
Yeah,
yourself.
indeed. So we switch back to Bog's perspective, and you may choose what to do. You seem to already have. So
uh,
I just
so
needed
I will.
clarification. Yeah, which room?
The room that uh y- Garbanzo went into.
Fair enough. Yeah, just say what you're gonna do because it was a success.
Yeah, yeah. I was pretty much just going to observe like what Garbanzo was doing. And as soon as Garbanzo then walks out the room, I'll then make my presence known, and I'll be like, "Interesting room you have there."
I thanks. I seem to think so too. It's pretty great, huh?
You didn't notice me, did you? As he
Well,
twiddles the harmonica.
well, why would I need to notice you?
Uh, I mean, you clearly didn't bat an eye when I just slipped right through.
Well, what's so funny?
Oh, the joys of knowing people's secrets and them not knowing mine. Such a
A, s-
delicate thing, isn't it?
a secret of what kind? I love secrets. I'll pinky promise not to tell anyone.
Oh, but that's not how it really goes in the real world, does it? And especially in the place we're heading to. Better to keep your secrets close to your chest.
Well, there's not a cavity in my chest to keep them there, so I'm not sure what you means.
He kind of just like puts his hand over his mouth and be like, "No, I meant metaphorically, but you, mm, you know, look, next time when you want some privacy to yourself, just make sure nobody can easily slip by."
Well, I don't know why I would need to worry about someone slipping by.
There are some people in this world who are very sneaky, sometimes even more quiet, more elusive than my own.
Tricky people. Wait, you're implying that you're a tricky person.
No, I am. How do I put it? I am the messenger in between that learned a few things, is all.
Messenger, well, I didn't get any letters recently.
He kind of just like puts his like, well, this is going to... He speaks to himself as he's saying this. Well, gosh, I did not expect them to literally take everything literally, but okay. And then he like stands back up and he says to you, "I don't mean it like that. I mean word of mouth, like me, like saying stuff from one recipient to another without anybody else knowing."
Like the mailman. You're a
He kind of
mailman!
just
Why didn't
he
you
kind
tell me?
he kind of just nods his head like up and down slowly, like, yeah, 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 sure. Well, I'm going to head. Hopefully you learn something from this, as I learned something from. Well, and he points to your face, you, and then he just
Well.
walks back to the cafeteria.
The clash of the tisms.
Clash of the Tisms.
Okay. So
Oh, that was funny.
so you may choose to also follow them out or continue kind of chilling in your room, but you've had that informing conversation and there's probably some desire for fresh air at this point.
Okay, is that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, I go out onto the deck, but you could see that I like look over my shoulder at every possible turn. Like I'm really paranoid.
You gave Garbanzo
I'm
paranoia.
like I'm like looking for suspicious characters at every turn, and I'm like really slowly wheeling my way up to the deck.
Question. Am
Yeah.
I able to see as I go back into the cafeteria, like Garbanzo, like make their way up, you know?
Let me see where the stairs. Yeah, you would be able to.
Alright, okay. I'll just kinda like shoot a look of like, raising the eyes up slightly and then just like shake the head slightly.
Yep. So Garbanzo makes their way up to the deck very slowly, I might add. Um, and people walking past them at even a normal speed kind of look in confusion at Garbanzo, kind of like what's holding you up here? But they mind their business and continue. Kind of one of them rests their arms on the railing, kind of looking out on the view because the sun has very nearly completely set at this point. The stars are beginning to peek out, and as some people look out on the the top area of the deck, some people are pointing at something.
Oh. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. I see the people pointing, and I'm like, I wonder if they're pointing at any of those suspicious characters he was talking about. I better take a look just in case. Don't want to get caught by any of those rapscallions, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I just want to briefly clarify for chat. The yeet redeem does not quite work yet. I apologize for that. But anyway, it will eventually. But I'll give you back your points if I'm able. Um, and as what I was saying, you make your way up onto this deck, this upper deck, where people are kind of witnessing something. But that will be the end of your turn for now. And we will go back to Bog, who may choose to interact with the barman, Xanfir, or there are a few other people kind of just chilling, milling about.
Hmm. I'm trying to figure out what would be most helpful in regards to what you gave to Garbanzo. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say like actually, would I know the general direction in which people are like seeing the commotion?
Um, Probably not since you're still in the cafe. Are you still in the cafeteria?
I am still in the cafeteria. I
Yeah,
just
so
thought
the commotion's on like the higher part of the ship, so you probably wouldn't see it.
okay, so I wouldn't know the direction that the people went in.
I mean, you would know that Garbanzo went up to the deck, but other than that, no.
Okay. Um, I will I will go up to the upper deck in the hopes that like a crew member is also within the scene, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if there is, I'll just ask briefly about what the commotion's about.
Mm. Um, there is a gnome worker wearing the same brooch that you saw earlier on the other
Mm.
staff, and he kind of struggles to actually see what they're seeing, but he knows that he says like they're probably pointing at land. I bet we can see it from here. We're probably only an hour away at this point.
Fair, fair.
And then he
He'll,
returns to swabbing the deck.
yeah, he'll kind of just like lean against like, uh, the banister on the upper deck and just like kind of look towards that general direction, not like being within the crowd.
Yeah. So you see the shore of the land you call home. You can kind of see even from this distance, you can see the waves crashing and glowing the closer to land it is. And you can see the sea that you're above is quite dark and just essentially void. You can't see anything through it just because it's so dark out.
Hmm.
But you can see the water around Ideal is very luminescent and it brings you a nostalgia.
You never change, do you? And then he kind of walks away and be like, well, better get ready for business.
Okay, and Garbanzo, this would be your turn to either. Now you get to investigate what the commotion was at the top deck.
Okay. So yeah, I investigate what they're pointing at, but I'm very scared while I do it.
So, because you are kind of hesitant to even approach, I would roll a perception check to see how far you're willing to kind of
Okay.
peek out.
I
So,
don't know how to do that, but I go to roll 20, right?
yeah, you
Yeah,
go to your character,
Yeah.
I believe, and
yeah.
then let me see.
You click on your character
Okay.
name,
Yeah, I
and
did that.
then it will show up the page, right?
Mhm.
You go into skills and tools, you scroll down, and then you'll see perception. It's just below
Yes.
nature, and you
Perception.
click on that, just left click.
Okay.
Okay,
I
let's see.
clicked it
Okay,
multiple times.
okay, so you got a. I'll take the first one and be
Oh, okay.
generous. You get a 6, which
Okay.
means
Oh, I rolled. Oh, I
you
clicked it
kind
way
of.
too many times. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I just took the second to last.
Okay.
So you kind of you're wheeling, you're rolling, but
Mhm.
the idea of being so close to the edge and now knowing that you could be surrounded by very unsavory individuals makes you extremely hesitant.
Okay.
So you just kind of listen in instead of peeking over. And you hear them talking about how they wish they could recreate this view with art.
Okay. So they wish they could make a painting of it.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
So you can try, I'll allow you to kind of muster up the courage after hearing kind of positive information about what they're looking at. You may
Okay.
roll again, one more.
So I roll another perception,
Yeah.
or okay.
I didn't realize I would have this effect already.
You
You're
could take
giving.
an just take one of the other scores I guess I had as well.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
just
the
take
highest
you
one.
just
It'd be
take one
nice.
of them. Just take one.
Okay. So you kind of looking around, you you kind of get the sense that whatever they're looking at is not scary in any way. So
Okay.
you can describe how your character would witness the view that Bog has already witnessed.
Okay. Garbanzo goes, "It's so pretty!" And like everyone just
And
kind
as
of
you
like
say that,
looks over at Garbanzo, like, "You're
yeah,
weird.
they
What's wrong
like,
with you?"
yeah. Some people like look like they were mothers at some point and they kind of chuckle warmly, but other people look a little kind of either frightened by your outburst, even though it was positive, or just because they didn't hear you approaching in your chair. So they didn't hear footsteps to inform them of your presence until you exclaimed. So
um,
the crowd kind of disperses for you.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
maybe I go, this is prettier than a corn patch at harvest time.
And as you say that, Zanfir is also kind of walking up to the pier, and he hears you say that, and
Okay, are we good?
we shall
Okay, sorry about that.
see. Yay! No worries.
Just a slight Wi-Fi issue. Okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, your thing went away, so I was confusion, but yeah. So do you need me to repeat anything?
Uh,
I don't
did
know when
anything
you went
happen?
out.
Okay, I went out
Yeah, well,
after Bog was like laughing.
okay. So yeah, Zanfir, the staff member and the person who made you that wonderful tea that you enjoyed quite
Mhm.
quickly, no savoring allowed. Um, he kind of walks up and he asks you if, you said that the view was prettier than the cornfield. So he wonders, if the views back at home, where you call home, can compete with this.
Well, the cornfield's real pretty, but I think this beats it.
And he laughs. He said, "I think so too." And he asked, he asked then, so you talk about home a lot. Do you have someone special back home that you're leaving for this?
Well, golly, I do. Her name is Portabella, and she's my childhood sweetheart.
Says that's wonderful. Said I can't help but be disappointed though.
Why?
Well, on this ship we tend to believe that relationships tie you down, and if you don't have one, you have a lot less to lose. And then he says, but that's just, sailor talk. We don't often get to touch down to land, so we just say that to comfort ourselves probably. And he laughs and walks off. So
I already feel bad for this character already.
So it is now your turn to take an action. You are up on the deck still. You probably, since you are both on the very top of the deck, you probably could overhear this conversation.
Okay. So it's Bog's turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what else to do, really.
Mm.
I mean,
You can try and see if you can see the scratch earlier, or kind of investigate the integrity of the ship. Things like that, or you could interact with Zenfir, who I don't think you've interacted with yet.
um, you know what? I'll investigate like the scratch, since like the attention is drawn towards like the land,
Mm-hmm. So I'll say that's another perception check.
Would it not be investigation check?
Oh yeah, you are kind of closer, and you do know about it. So yeah, you can go for that one if you'd like as
Okay.
well.
I'm
Oh no.
sorry. I'm just
So with a 5, you kind of peek over, but as you do, the turbulence from the clouds kind of interacting with the ship, just getting carved through by the ship, it makes you very like rattled and not wanting to peek too far off. So you can only get a very small glimpse of kind of what you've already seen, just from a different angle.
All right. Um,
And Zanfir approaches you next,
hmm.
kind of asking you the same line of questioning that he asked Garbanzo, kind of just like, so where do you come from?
Oh, my friend, I come from this place, in fact. Raised by common elven folk. Nothing too special. I more so wanted to take a different approach on life.
Mm, that's fair. Indeed. I I will say I'm unfamiliar with this land, but it appears you don't have a some people call it a return ticket.
Well, I mean, I have my ways.
Mm. Yeah, we won't force you to use our ship again. No worries. And he says, so since you do come from this place, a few of our crew members were wondering if it's worth it stopping down. Um, what is the nightlife like?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty it's pretty for the sake of if you want to get a drink for yourself. But then there's some questionable people, the bothersome bunch, as I like to refer them to. They want to cause a ruckus, commotion, uh, breaking crimes, and well, my kind of job is to kind of deal with that. We will say lightly.
So you're an important fella, huh?
Uh, for the people who keep their identities close, yes, I am quite important. But to the general public eye, I'm just another abiding citizen.
Mm. We love a good niche micro celebrity. Our
I'm
captain's
sure.
one himself.
Oh, well, do tell, do tell. What is his story about?
He's just been a bleeding heart for as long as he's been on the air.
Hmm.
He often offers free rides to folks in need, which is why he's taking on this tournament fee. But recently he's been kind of in lust with a lady friend, and it kind of impacts
Oh,
his, relationship to the work, I would say.
chasing the dream in a different dream, we would say.
Yeah. We just all have to hope that he won't steer us in the wrong direction.
Well, you seem very fair-footed on the ground. I'm sure with a crew such as yourself, I think you have a good pair of hands, to keep him grounded.
Hmm. He asks, do you have anyone that you hold dear at home that you're excited to see?
You know, nobody in particular. I mentioned family, but not super close, like blood is blood, but I mean, that is all there is to it.
Hmm. And he sighs and he says, that's a relief. And then he walks off.
As he asked that question on the family stuff, can
Mm-hmm.
I do an insight check on him
Absolutely.
to wonder if the question was with genuine intent or if it was to do something more perhaps with that information?
Yeah, sure. Um, oh, did you
Yeah.
already do it or no?
No, I'm just about to. Hold on.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you definitely get a concerning vibe. You don't know what he wants to do with this information, but it's clear that he's asking people around,
Yeah,
almost keeping note of the
yeah.
answers he
I
gets.
I felt it when you asked it to Garbod, so I was like, I'm just gonna do this, you know.
Yeah. So, as he walks off, he quickly goes down into the cafeteria where he was before, and the captain walks out of his quarters. And this is a pretty fully autonomous ship, but you notice that, as you still look at your homeland coming closer, it seems like you're getting closer to it at a slower rate than you would have expected, especially since they told you 1 hour away. So that is for both of you to take note of.
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Well, Garbanzo's never been on an airship, so he has no clue the speed at which we should
Yeah, true.
approach. So he's just like chilling. He's like,
But you can't make out the words. I would like you both to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I will have to ask you this specifically.
Mhm.
Under the wisdom saving throw,
Mhm.
because I think it does count for this. Is what's happening right now a charm spell or is it a magic based spell that tries to put people to sleep?
I would say not quite either. Um,
Okay,
you feel drawn to the edge, though.
okay. I was just asking because it affects my roll. That was
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh,
20.
damn.
I got a high one.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Uh,
Is that good?
uh, yeah, yours was great. um, but Boggs just missed the mark.
Oof.
yeah, here it is. This is my luck.
Yeah. So you begin taking very slow steps towards the edge, Bog. Um, and as you get closer, you hear the voice, and it makes you want to jump off, not caring really what is below. Despite the fact that you were so homesick before, you're fully okay just calling it a full destination right here. And Garbanzo,
Yep.
you see Bog and you hear this voice, this pretty song, but you don't feel very. You like the music, it's a good song, but you don't feel like any inclination to search for the cause. um, Despite the fact that you cannot see anyone around singing. And you hear a kind of grating, almost scratching noise. It sounds like it's climbing up the hole, almost.
Okay.
So this may be what Bog warned you about when it comes to unsavory individuals. However, Bog appears to be the most vulnerable in this situation. Um, just fully sending it to the end of the boat, and you see this. So you can make an action to attempt to stop Bog or to investigate Bob. The subtitle said Bob.
The subtitle
But
did
you
say Bob.
we gotta stop Bob.
Gotta stop Bob.
So you can choose to either stop Bog or investigate the sound further.
Okay, what'll happen if I don't stop Bog? Wait, that would be bad.
I'm not sure you would know what would happen, but you do seem concerned by,
I
you
have
know.
an
Okay.
idea, but I don't want to spoil it, you know?
Okay. Can I use my magic beans to like grab Bog and like stop him somehow?
Your magic beans? Oh, like
Yeah.
ropes or something?
Yeah, I've got like a vine
Sure.
whip in there.
Gotcha. Okay, so I want you to. I'm trying to figure out what check that would best be.
I would
And
like
not a
tie
check,
up
but
Bog, just
what
like stop
modifier you
him.
would use.
It
Yeah.
depends. Uh,
Dexterity?
I would
Um,
I would ask, uh, what is the beans based off in like a spell? Like,
I didn't know
let
there
me
was.
see.
Uh.
I think it's the one item that Garbanzo kind of got for the lore page. So
Yeah.
it would be
right.
like a homebrew, but it would be like based in his druid nature, like like a
Um,
cantrip.
I mean, okay, so when you mentioned it was like fines, right, and such, like the
Yeah, it's
beans
like
sprout out.
vines. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if we want to just go based on like player handbook, I think the closest thing would be like maybe a Hail of Thorns, and you would do like a Dex, right?
Yeah. So I want you to
Plus
roll a
the modifier.
d20 and then add your
Dexterity.
dexterity modifier. So 1 to whatever you were rolling
Okay.
for a d20.
Yeah, it's the closest thing I can refer to right now, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I go to my character page and then roll the
I'm
Yeah,
wondering
you
if,
go to
yeah.
character page,
and then roll for
and then with the
dexterity?
dexterity. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's under that would be abilities, right?
I think you can just click it.
Yeah.
The little box. Yeah.
Yeah, ability scores.
Might be bad. Hope it's not bad. Oh no.
Mm,
Uh,
wait. Is that, yeah, a 20?
yeah, that's a 20.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Okay,
so
so you
lucky,
fully
guys. I'm
succeed.
so lucky.
So because it's a, is it a nat 20? No, it's not a nat 20, but still it's a
No.
20.
Yeah, it's
Um,
soft 20.
so you pretty much get to describe what you do in detail, and whatever you describe will happen.
Okay. I grab my magic bean, I spit on it, and then it like starts growing from my hand and like grabs Fog and like ties him down and stops him from moving.
Okay, and Bog can roll to resist. I'm guessing athletics would be fine, but you
As
have a motivation
as
to resist.
as this to resist the vine.
Um, no, yeah, to resist the vines, the beans.
Okay. Um, I wouldn't want to roll for athletics, but I'm going to.
Okay, you don't have to if you don't want
Nah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I think it makes it more interesting.
to. Okay.
Oh wait,
um,
actually, I don't think it beats. Wait, no. No, I don't think it beats it.
I
Right?
wouldn't
Would it?
think
Would
it
it be in
would.
contesting? Right?
It
Because it
would
would
be
be
like
my
a
athletics check.
challenge,
Yeah.
but ultimately, I think, you're just like wriggling like a worm, and which
Yeah,
is making it
yeah.
harder to hold. But other than that,
Would this interaction break the possible spell from being like manipulated, I guess, because it's
no.
not like charmed. Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, the only way to end your temptation would be to end the cause of it.
Uh
So, as Garbanzo and you struggle. And you're trying to get out of these vines, but they're just not giving much. And any weapons you have are kind of out of reach past your
Mm.
hands. So you are very much stuck for the time being. And however, the creature causing this commotion has already claimed the life of someone else, a mother who briefly kind of interacted with Garbanzo, and she walks straight off the deck, and you can hear a loud splash, but it does not appear that the song has ended. And
Shit.
the scratching is becoming louder and louder until you hear louder footsteps. And now a creature with wings and quite large, kind of almost quadrupedal legs, has taken, it upon themselves to enter the ship and
Mm.
is now on the deck with both of you. Let me fucking drag it.
Ah!
Okay.
Ah!
So it is now kind of. Whoops, where'd it fucking go?
It's gone. It's still
Oh,
at
there it
five.
is. It's tiny. Now there's two. Oops, we're gonna ignore that. Not two, just one. And it is hanging out right at the top. And you are about here. I haven't moved you in a while. So you're right there, as is Garbanzo, who is trying to wrangle you, but at this point, it has become a, every man for himself kind of situation where if you continue to hold um Bog, you may not have the ability to escape or to fight. So with that being said, I need both of you to roll for initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, I expected this.
Yeah, I think you literally said it, and then I said no. But in my defense, I said no because I meant no at that time. But then,
How do
Yeah,
I
yeah,
roll
yeah,
for
yeah.
initiative?
yeah,
It will
let's see.
be plus whatever the number is, initiative. It's between level up and inspiration. It's the first window.
Let me see and pull it up.
Oh, I
It
see.
will be
I
at the
see. I
very
see.
top. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
see.
The rolls.
Garbanzo's rolling great today.
Yeah,
I'm very lucky. I
So-
told you guys.
yeah.
that's true.
So you go first.
Okay. I think
And don't just ignore me rolling
Garbanzo.
shit.
Okay. Garbanzo has like an epiphany, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Garbanzo like rolls over and covers Bog's ears.
Okay.
Can I do that?
So that does briefly, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
will
does
want
work.
you to roll just a d20. I'm athletics. I don't know.
Athletics?
I guess like tactical, except you're already on him. So
I'm trying to figure out what it would come under, to be honest. I mean, we could just roll normal d20, I feel, right? Unless you
um
wanna, maybe, I was gonna say maybe dexterity, because it would come under, like, how you're using your hands specifically to, like,
yeah,
cover.
that's fair. So
Okay.
I want you to roll a dexterity save, or not saving throw,
Sounds good.
but like
Just
dexterity.
Just
dexterity?
a
Okay.
dex check, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
I rolled for the creature and then immediately forgot what I rolled.
That's
Gotta do that again. Okay.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh
I
no, my
also am.
dexterity is a 9.
No, to be fair, I also am grounded. Like I am vulnerable in a vulnerable state right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so that's
So it might
plenty.
work.
That's enough.
Okay.
So you do end up covering Bog's ears, and he stops struggling as much, and kind
Okay.
of, yeah, you can choose what to do further than that, but
I choose.
no, Bog
Okay.
would now
Mm,
have an
Oh,
option for an action.
cool.
okay. Um. I'm trying to figure out what I could do here. Actually. Uh. You know what? This is going to be like the weirdest way I am probably going to lose this ever, but I think it'll be pretty funny. Is there a way that I could actually use the candles that I get from my possessions
Sure.
and kind of have them as ear defenders in a sense?
Sticking them in your ears,
Yeah,
or just yeah, you can use that. I wouldn't call that a full action. I mean, unless now that your ears are plugged, you are able to reach into your pockets and grab whatever you need.
yeah.
So, yep. So now you don't need to be wrangled, but you probably should inform Garbanzo of that.
Yeah. I'll reiterate Garbanzo that info if Garbanzo has anything for that.
Okay. So, okay. So, sorry, I'm putting the rolls on the side of my screen so that they can see the roll, like the when I roll.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
That's
So
fine.
essentially, you have the option to communicate with each other now, but
Okay.
since Bog's ears are essentially plugged,
Yeah,
it
we
might
can't really
be you'd have
talk.
to roll some kind of. You can try, you can scream, but
Okay.
or use hand gestures, but
Well, I can't use hand gestures. My hands are on his ears.
no, he kind of took your hands off and
Okay.
plugged his own ears with
Yeah.
Okay.
handles.
Okay, I start doing charades essentially to try to communicate with Bog. Trying okay, so I go I start like finger signing like R and I point at Bog and then I go the okay symbol with my hands. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like yelling right at Bog, like, "Are you okay?" Like thumbs up. I'm like charading to Bog in this situation. Like, "Are you good?"
Uh, yeah. He'll just react with a smile.
So with that, you can choose to either keep Bog tied up or release him.
Well, his ears are plugged, but he probably can't fight with his ears plugged.
I mean,
With his limbs available, it might be easier.
Okay, then yeah, I do I have like a knife or something I can like oh, maybe I have scissors. Is that okay? If I have like shears, like
You
garden
could also
shears?
just retract the spell, probably.
Oh, I didn't know like that was an option.
should
Okay.
I just actually introduce my the ring right now?
You can, if since Garbanzo has freed you.
Yeah, I'm freeing you. You're
Oh,
welcome.
already freed me. Okay.
Yep.
If Garbonzo already freed me, then I don't have to.
Oh, you were gonna kite yourself free? Probably. But
I
yeah,
mean,
Garbanzo
You
seems
could
to,
if you want to cut
understand that you're not a threat.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to tell you about my ring yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
you might as well
Okay,
save it.
cool.
Okay, so with that, I would say both of you have spent your actions for the most part.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
chose to, yeah. Okay, then give me a second. Um, I say I sorted my dice, but I clearly am not good at it. Okay. Okay. And then you check your armor classes real quick.
Mine's is 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you each take 4 points of slashing damage as you were, kind of trying to get free and out of the spell. The harpy has already made its way basically to your front and is kind of on the steering wheel, turning the ship left and right, making it quite disorienting, and unintentionally even lost its footing and briefly kind of grazed both of you with its feet. So I would take, let's see. You, let me see. You do hit with that. So,
Oh, I did not mean to roll that. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it would have been. Wait, it's technically Garbanzo's turn first,
Yeah.
but
No. That is
but if
not.
you want,
That's not
so you
good.
can re-roll for that after. No worries.
Yeah. I literally clicked the I and it just automatically did it.
No worries. So, Garbanzo, let me see what
Yeah.
you have just to make options available. But it is now your turn. Let's see. Why is it red?
I don't
I don't know.
know.
Maybe
I
it
didn't
always
know
has.
that either.
Yeah,
I think it
maybe
has
it's just
been.
on my end. I don't know. I thought it was yellow. Maybe I'm just selective memory. I don't know. But you have
Do the colors mean something?
combat options. Um oh, it just means you have advantage at the moment, I think,
Oh, okay.
which would make sense. Um okay. So, you now can choose to attack back or try and make your own way to safety.
No,
But
I'm gonna try to attack,
okay.
I think.
So you have a lot of options for that. You can attack, use one of your spells. You can dash, which would just mean like using your turn to be faster in wherever you want to go. You can dodge. You can't really disengage in this instance. Um, you've already helped Bog, so you have no need to help anyone else. Everyone else has either jumped ship or is sheltering down below.
Um, maybe can I talk to Bog? Wait, no. Bog is still covering their ears.
You can continue to use your charades thing.
Okay, I use charades and I'm like, should we fight the monster? I'm like doing like punching motions, like pointing at the monster, do like rah rah rah, like trying to act like the monster. Do we fight the monster? Fuck.
He would just iterate back, follow my lead.
Okay.
Okay. So you can choose to let me see what spells you have in terms of if you do you want to follow Bog's lead?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you can kind of allow Bog to take the next turn and sit
Okay.
back.
How do I
Sure.
do?
Or,
Okay.
So
yeah, like
would you like to use what you used before?
me. You're
Yeah.
asking us. Yeah. Would you like me to reroll it? Just so it's fair.
Sure. Yeah, for the sake of it.
And it's decided not to roll. That's so great. What the heck? Excuse me? All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, that still is a success. So
Ooh.
wait, let me make sure it's not immune to that. I don't think it is. No. Okay. That would have been
Oh,
unfortunate.
oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry for this.
So it becomes the song kind of becomes more jumbled. It seems to be losing the melody. It almost sounds like dissonance
Yeah,
now to
yeah,
Garbanzo,
yeah.
and it's becoming very its movements are drunken, and it chooses to attack you once again. However, that would be at disadvantage, so just a second.
Um, I got news for you.
Mhm.
Uh, I think you have to roll a 5d8 for this.
Yeah. For your spell or to resist?
My spell.
Oh, is it not letting you? It says 1d20
Uh,
plus 2 for the sleep. Is that would you prefer to roll it?
I'll quickly check. Uh, but I'm
I think you
it's
can type
Richard.
/roll and then do it that way if it's not plugging in correctly.
Oh, right. Okay, I can do it this way then.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's 24.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay.
Um, I'm gonna quickly check to see if you have to roll it, because maybe you have to current starting unconscious until the spell ends. To see if it takes damage or someone using action slap the wake. Uh,
So for the 5d8, is that the damage amount or just your roll for it?
uh, yeah, that's the roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range, which will be only the dragon, of course. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, and send in order of the current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures. So yeah, it's just that
My wonder
you.
is, wait, how big is the radius of this?
The radius of this is. So the range is 90 feet for me to do this. The actual area itself, I believe this is 20 feet. We'll just go with diameter because I feel like the radius is incorrect here.
Mm.
Um,
My only concern is these squares are 5 by 5 feet. So 20 from where you
um,
are is
yeah.
likely going to impact Garbanzo slightly.
No, I can place the spell like strategically where it doesn't affect Garbanzo. If
Okay.
I like placed it like, let's say where the dragon is top left of where the area is, it would affect the dragon, but nobody who's within that vicinity, which you haven't put
Mm.
in.
Okay, fair enough. So this character is sleeping and severely weakened, taking a majority of its damage. The song stops entirely. You can maybe hear like a little mumble, but it has no effect on you. Um,
Right.
yeah, so that would be it's your, idea of this emergency has kind of de-escalated. However, it is still on the ship, but
Yeah, I know.
incapacitated.
Yeah. My next choice of action is to try and get down as far as I can to the lower deck where the other people weren't affected by,
Mm-hmm.
who are on the, just as not on the crew side, but anybody who's unaffiliated with the crew and that, um, to try and help push this dragon over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you kind of look around for help in, dumping essentially the harpy, you run into both the captain and Xanfir, who had been plugging their ears this entire time. Um,
I'm not surprised.
and the captain looks distinctly pissed. And you can't tell quite why, but as you can kind of
Oh,
describe what you say to them.
I'll just like yeah, yeah. No, I'll just describe what happened.
Yeah. So do you want to do that in character or just a persuasion check? Around you, and that would be the end of your turn for now. Um, and then we're gonna switch back to Garbanzo, who's still on the upper deck, but you can just see this harpy that now looks a lot less threatening because it hasn't moved in a little bit. It's just twitching ever so slightly occasionally, but other than that, not much action happening on the deck anymore. You don't hear any more splashes, meaning people just aren't fighting the urge anymore. The people who lost to that urge have most likely perished. And everyone else is kind of sheltering down in the deck, the lower area, or in the cafeteria.
Okay.
So you can choose where to go and or what to do.
Um. Hmm. I think. Oh, I check in on the other. Wait, are we still fighting, or is it dead?
The threat is pretty much eliminated at this point
Okay, cool.
for now.
So, okay, awesome. So I rush over to the other passengers
Mm-hmm.
and ask if anyone needs first aid. Basically, I like check in
Yeah.
on all the passengers, and I'm like, I got herbs, I got my farm remedies, and I'm like trying to assess the situation of the other passengers.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what
There's
I.
the tiefling girl that you saw earlier in that was kind of chilling in the cafeteria is still kind of clutching her ears and doesn't seem to know that the song has ended, but is kind of shaking with the memory of how loud and intrusive it
Oh,
was.
okay. Can I approach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like, okay. I go up and I'm like, I like start charading the song over. I'm like
And she
pointing at
looks
my
up to
ears and I'm
you.
like, the ears? No. And I make like an X with my hands, like it's over.
She looks up with you, I mean at you, with kind of this hopeful hesitation. And it takes some time for her to like fully unclench her very strong hold over her head, but she briefly lets it go and then kind of looks around herself, confirming that what you said is accurate. And she kind of plops down in exhaustion onto the table, just like relieved.
Okay. So
Yeah.
can I talk to her some more? Or
You can, yeah.
okay. I look down at her and I'm like, well, don't you look like you've had a hard day out in the fields?
and, and she tearfully nods, kind of like her lower lip quivering a bit, just grateful that for like your sunshiny presence in this scary time.
Okay. And
Okay. And
okay.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
back to Bog. Um, Zanfir kind of is walking around you in an almost threatening manner, and he seems to be waiting for some kind of signal from the captain as for what to do. But you can attempt to persuade them once again, but they seem pretty distrustful of you at the moment.
Oh, Julie. Oh, that is such a shame. I'm not gonna. If that rolled, by the way, I'm not.
Oh, did you roll the
No,
10?
no, 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 no. Well, I just want to check.
Okay.
Uh, you know what? Uh, I think this would be quite funny to do, actually.
Mhm.
Um, he's then just gonna stretch his hands out, and he's just going to say knock knock, and uh he's just gonna news. I don't think it does actually roll.
Oh, it just
But
does it? Yeah,
I'm gonna
roll
use
a 20?
hideous laughter.
Yeah.
Um, I can choose a creature of my choice. Perceives everything as hilariously funny.
Mhm.
Uh,
So,
the
which
ta-
creature? There's the captain and Zanfir, who's a servant, essentially.
oh, I am doing the captain, of course.
Okay.
And he must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw
Gotcha.
or prone.
Okay.
Uh, the target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage, which it
Mhm.
isn't. So it would just be normal, right?
Yeah. So, you
Uh,
succeed. I
do
mean,
I?
assuming yeah, unless
What
you're
number is
rolling something for it to compete, but otherwise I would consider it a success.
it? I'm trying to figure out. I think it starts off at 12 or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, well then you would still
Okay,
succeed.
yeah.
Okay. So he says, "Who's that?" And he dies. Like he not dies, but metaphorically. And he's cackling and essentially rolling on the floor, not seizing, and he's clutching his midsection just with the effort that it takes this old man to even
And
exert
then
himself that much.
and
But
then uh, uh I'm just gonna be confused. I'm gonna be like, what? I didn't even finish the joke. You might want to check up on him, as I say.
and Zenfir looks at you with like, are you kidding me eyes? And but goes to help him. and kneels down, kind of attempting to snap him out of it, slapping him and like clapping in his face, trying to do anything to get him out of that trance, but it does not appear to be working at all.
Yeah, it happens for a minute.
Yeah. So since it's a minute, we will switch back to Garbanzo in the meantime. So
Okay.
you see that some people down in the lower deck area, I mean, no, you're not in the lower deck, you're in the cafeteria. Oops. Some people in the cafeteria are kind of in shock a bit. They lost, the people they thought they might be competing with.
Oh no.
But other people are happy because to them, it's competition eliminating itself. And or you might be shocked by that revelation, but not everyone is sad at this very moment. Some people are laughing almost. I mean, a lot of the people laughing were already somewhat intoxicated, but generally speaking, there is a variety of very intense emotion in the cafeteria area. And
Okay.
one person wonders aloud, what does this mean for the tournament? And you
Okay.
now have an option to approach any of these people or and explore some other area. I will say that you do hear a pretty muffled since of all the commotion, but one person is laughing rather hideously, and
Okay.
it sounds like it's coming from the roof.
All right. Um, can I go to the roof?
Absolutely.
Okay, I go to the
So
roof.
I will. So you kind of now come out of one of these stairwells.
Oh
You
wait, is
can
that
choose
supposed
whether
to
to
be
do
me?
so. Yeah, you don't have a profile picture yet.
Okay, I'll put one up then. I didn't know.
No worries.
Um anyways, so I go up to the roof. Someone's
Yep.
cackling.
Yep. And you see your acquaintance Bog kind of side-eyeing Xanfir, who you had a good experience with.
Yeah.
Made you some delicious tea that you
Yeah.
scarfed down. So both of these people, pretty rad to you. I mean, you wonder their intentions sometimes and they creep you out sometimes, but overall, you're pals. The only people you know really on this ship, and they appear to be having some unspoken tension
Okay, so
while the captain cackles and rolls on the floor.
the captain's all rolling on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can I talk to the captain?
You can try.
Okay. I
Yep.
go up to the captain and I start joining in with him laughing.
It says, "What are you doing, child?" And he's like
Uh
pissed at your mockery, but can't stop.
okay. I say, "Well, I was trying to figure out what's so funny and I figured if I just joined in, you'd tell me."
And he says, "Nothing. It's that thief. He stole my beloved from me." And he keeps laughing, but it's slowing down now, and he's like catching his breath. And he's still struggling to make out words, but he seems pretty upset at your friend.
Pretty upset at Bog.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go stolen. You can't steal a person.
And he says, "She's not a person, but she's dear to me, and we feed her, and you just stopped her from feeding when all she ever eats is people without attachment, and your person without an attachment decided to end her.
Well, I think you must be mistaken because Bog's attached to me now.
Oh. He says what?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
If the
Just,
if
oh,
the if the problem is that Bog doesn't have any attachments, that's why he needs to be eaten. Well, I guess you can't eat Bog now because he's attached to me.
He says, well, she can't eat anything now because she is sleeping and she won't wake up.
Have you tried an alarm clock?
No, I have not.
Well, maybe you should try one.
wow.
And he just like looks. You've almost brought him out of this foul mood, but only because he has no idea how to react to you.
I don't blame him. I really don't.
And so he essentially turns his ire back to Bog instead of you. He's given up kind of getting you on his side because he doesn't think you can be swayed to anyone's side. But but he's still out of breath, but he says, Xanfir, do something. And Xanfir, let me fucking roll, but let's see. Okay, I need Bog to roll again for initiative.
I need to roll. Oh, right. Okay. I'm 10. I'm literally 10 again. Like, what the heck?
Oh, you lose by 1 point. Okay, so let's see. So you don't get, the benefit of a surprise attack or anything in this case because you were kind of also watching Garbanzo try and reason with people who cannot be reasoned with. Um, so Zenfir swings a fist in your direction, and
Right.
yeah, he
Oh,
doesn't have much actively on him because normally they just kind of leave people on the deck to take themselves out, and they're not involved usually. So he just has his fist at this point, this elf. So not the biggest, beefiest of people. So I probably would want you to make some kind of either an effort to dodge or fight back. You have like a
uh,
brief saving throw option, but
mm, um, I am going to try and catch his hand, actually.
sure. I guess athletics or dexterity.
Uh, yeah, we can do dexterity is my strongest if you want. So,
Yeah, go for that one.
oh my fucking
Are you still rolling low? Oh my god. Okay, so you do not manage to escape his swing. However, he isn't that great at it to begin with, and he kind of is a weak ass. Like, he doesn't hit you too hard. You take 3 points of damage. Just 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you have a chance to either hit back or do something else.
I know what I'm going to do. I also have realized, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
just now, all the rolls previously still count, by the way. But I am so silly, because I went to check this. I have a class feature, Jack of all trades. Starting at the second level, I can add half my proficiency bonus rounded down to any ability
Mm.
check I make that doesn't already include my proficiency bonus.
Oh.
So I could have done that, but Instead, I'm gonna use it on the next thing, actually. I'm going to intimidate him, actually. I'm gonna laugh at his face and I'm gonna say, do you remember what I did to your captain? I doubt you want the same to happen to you. You see that dragon over there? Just imagine what else. You never win when I am the jack of all trades.
And he says, "How dare you speak about my captain like that? And my ship." So he's like shaking with
Oh,
rage at this point.
your ship? Oh, he spots the weakness in the dialogue, and he says, "Your ship? But isn't it the captain's ship? Are you wanting this ship for yourself? Oh my gosh!"
And he just glares at you, shaking. He's fully intimidated, but he is also very much pissed off by
Oh
your
yeah, I should do my
verbal attacks.
intimidation check actually. Oh
Yeah.
my fucking gosh, this isn't fucking working. That's 9, by the way.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's like just above. I still count that actually. So, but just barely. So he's still essentially what I narrated, that he's shaking with rage, but not quite willing to de-escalate at the moment. So he kind of takes steps back and retreats back down into the captain's quarters and slams the door behind him.
Uh, why would he do that? Um, is there a way? Oh, actually, wait, this is a ship. It's pretty easy accessible to a rope, correct?
Yeah, you can.
Is
There are some above the rafter things.
is there any way I can just grab the rope and lock him in the captain's deck?
You could attempt cutting off some of the rope holding up the sail that, in an area that looks less important. Maybe using your ring for that.
Uh,
But they're currently pretty secure,
oh, really?
so you
Okay.
would need to either rip or cut it off or something.
You know what? Actually, I don't think it matters. I don't
Okay,
think it matters.
fair enough.
Uh, the dragon, to my knowledge, is still alive, quote unquote, right? But it's asleep.
Just
Yeah.
sleeping.
Okay. I am going to make my way down to the lower deck, and then I am going to articulate to the rest of the people who are there, unaffiliated with the crew, to
Mhm.
say, "Now we don't have a lot of time, all right? But we have under an hour, all right? I need everyone to cooperate. If you want this song that has some affiliation with this song, some connection to it. If we want to get rid of it for the hour and we can board on to the land safely, I suggest you follow my lead as soon as possible if you want to survive. That is not a threat. That is what will happen if you don't comply."
And you can see various. Actually, I'm gonna say either an intimidation or a persuasion check for that. Is that what you just
Uh
did, or is that an old one?
no, that's the old one.
Yeah.
Um I think given the mannerisms and such, he was trying to be like persuasive, but if you want to make
Yeah.
it intimidation, then I don't mind. It's up to you.
I think persuasion could work. They don't know
Okay.
what happened on top, so they're not exactly distrustful of you yet.
Okay. There, that's
Oh.
so much better. Thank you so much. Right.
Yeah. You're first. 20. Okay, so they fully take your lead, nodding. However, one of them says, "But we're scheduled to land in no time." What do you mean we can't be up there? Like, what do you mean? What do we have to do?
We have to overtake this dragon above, and saying we're scheduling to land in no time is incorrect, my friend. See, the captain had a plan in which you were actually going to be made for a delightful brunch, breakfast, and dinner, all in one for his whatever this creature is.
And they kind of they look at you with a recognition that they had a feeling that something was going on, probably, but they just didn't trust their own guts. So now this is very much a wake up call to a lot of the crew that, you know, shit's going down and they're willing to help you.
Yeah.
So they just say, lead us to it and we'll take care of it. We clean the deck very profusely.
Yeah.
So I
We'll
think
make
it's
a
I think that would be your turn for now. So
that's
you've gotten them all on your side essentially. Um, and Garbanzo is still on the upper deck. Um, with essentially just the captain. You can see the captain kind of trying to rouse the harpy from sleep, and he does seem to be having a little bit of success, but not enough to truly get her up again. And he seems genuinely distraught and heartbroken about this and worried for her safety because he can't exactly throw her overboard when she can't fly. And he has a feeling that trouble is coming. So you can choose to join Bog and the staff that are now kind of coming up the stairs from the lower area of the ship, or you can approach the harpy and the captain yourself and do something.
Okay, I think I'll approach the harpy and the captain.
Sure. Um, what would you like to say and or do?
Uh, that harpy's out colder than winter on the farm.
He says no thanks to you.
What do you mean? I didn't even do anything.
And he's still like half listening to you, just like poking her, clapping in her face, like he's shaking her shoulders and says, "Dear, please don't leave me. They're coming." And he's just trying to even scoot her up into a sitting position in the hopes that that might get her a little bit more awake, but no such luck.
Um, can I wake up the harpy or no?
You could. I mean, you
But I
could try.
shouldn't.
I mean,
It
if
would be
you
a
pity
bad
the thing,
idea.
yeah, probably.
It would, but I have a high animal handling skill.
You can't you speak to animals? She's not a complete animal,
Probably. Oh,
but she's like
oh,
bird-like. I mean, that would be the check I would ask you to do anyway, probably, if you
yeah.
know something about
Can I?
avians and
I do. I handled chickens on the farm, so I know all about birds.
the captain says, "Really? You can help her?"
And I'm like,
And
well, I could
and he
if
says, "Great." If what? I'll do anything.
I could help your big chicken if you got along better with the other people on the ship. Because it
And he
seems like
argues.
there's a big problem on this ship that people aren't being very nice to each other.
And he just says, but she needs to eat too. You know, I don't choose what she eats. I just choose that she gets to survive. I'm not above ensuring her survival.
Well,
Like,
on the farm, chickens eat their own eggs. Can't she just lay an egg?
he says, well, I'm honestly
They do
not too
in
sure about
nature.
that
They
one.
do in nature. Don't give me that look. Chickens eat their own eggs in nature.
He
Why
said-
do you know that?
Because I lived on a farm.
Okay.
And he's like, I don't think she can do that even if she wasn't incapacitated, but she is, and she needs food. We only pass over her habitat once every year. She's already starving.
Well, You see, my sister Aubergine, she's a vegetarian, so you think that the big chicken could try that, maybe?
He says, wait, let me roll something.
It's just...
I need you, let me see. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Yee?
Yeah, Garbanzo.
Why?
Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
Okay, saving throws. Wisdom, I'm scared. What did I do?
Okay, you actually succeed, but he tells you in this kind of suspicious looking manner, and he starts kind of talking to you in a way that implies he sees you as almost a child, and he says, well, maybe you're right. Maybe we could together, since you know so much about these kind of creatures, you could inform her, you can teach her, provide food for for her once we awaken her.
Well, I can
And
give
you
it a
don't quite believe
shot.
him. You don't actually quite believe him because you
Oh, I
did roll
don't?
high on your wisdom saving throw.
Shit.
Yeah.
Don't
So you...
believe him. Okay, so I don't believe him. So what then?
Yeah. You can kind of hesitantly say no, or you can say yes and trick him, attempt to, and
Why
pretend
would
that
I
you're
trick
trying to
him?
awaken her.
Hmm. Well, hmm. I was planning to sort of kind of pseudo blackmail him into being nice with everybody using the harpy. I was kind of trying to
He's
pseudo blackmail peace on the ship. Honestly, that's what I was trying to do.
yeah, I don't think that. I don't think you can try and roll a persuasion on that, but
Okay.
that can be, yeah, sure, you can go for it.
Okay.
And then describe what you
Uh,
say.
So what would I roll for that? Abilities?
A persuasion check.
Persuasion, yeah.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
Skills and
Mm.
tools. And then it's below performance.
There we go. Skills and tools. Persuasion.
Okay.
Shit, I should have made my persuasion way.
Yeah, so ultimately, you can kind of describe a shaky way to describe this, but I don't think you're gonna sell it.
I will. Give it to me. Okay. So I did it.
I see
So
it.
what now?
That's not super high.
Okay.
So and because he's not inclined to agree with you, he's kind of just worried about keeping the harpy fed and alive. You can attempt to like make a speech and convince him, but you're automatically kind of at a disadvantage.
Okay. Okay, I will make an impassioned speech. All right. You see, the reason why it's so good that everyone's nice to each other is so that there's no problems and people don't get hurt. Now, I've heard there's some shifty characters around on this airship, and you wouldn't want to piss off those guys, would you?
And he says, I find it intriguing that you don't consider me the shifty character.
Well, if you were, then why would you be friends with a big chicken? Chickens are great judges of character.
He says, well, that's true. And she loves me.
You know, I had a
But
chicken back on the farm that I loved.
he says, would you do anything to keep that chicken alive?
Well, you see, that's complicated because, well, my mama always says that my favorite chickens go missing, but I'm pretty sure that there's no chicken heaven. So I'm not exactly sure what she meant by that, but I think that maybe we kind of ate chicken a lot. Do you think that the chickens outside of the chicken on my plate were the same one?
and he and he says, um, kid, I don't know what to tell you. But
It's yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Well, that sucks.
It does. It does suck. He says, loving things that require care and require food, some people think that's too much. Some people think it's not right to keep those things alive, like your mother. But I do, and I hope you do too.
Sometimes if you love something enough, they just start looking delicious. I don't know what to tell you.
And he's like, I'm not sure this applies in the same way. But I think Bog and the crew will have been witnessing this conversation, the tail end of it anyway. So you have not managed to convince him to, turn his harpy vegetarian per se, but
Yeah.
you do seem to have some common ground with the guy.
Yeah,
If
many
that's
such
enough,
cases.
he probably wouldn't feed you to her, but he's not going to stop wanting to feed her something.
Okay.
So Bog and the crew can
yeah.
also choose to kind of confront someone. Or restrain the captain, maybe. Options.
Yeah. I was thinking of the latter. Um. I will ask. Uh. I will instruct a few crew members to restrain the captain and state he'll be a liability. He will not cooperate with us, and he'll touch one of the people for inspiration
Okay.
and instruct people uh all in one motion and try and tip the dragon over.
Okay, so Garbanzo, you witness this occur, and the staff kind of swarm the area that you and the harpy are also in, and
Okay.
you can, as they kind of grab the arms and legs of the captain, trying to hold him down away from the harpy, and grab the still sleepy and drowsy harpy, and they're kind of carrying it with it's decently heavy, but they're all managing. And they're picking this up. So he kind of makes one last ditch effort to appeal to your empathy and is like, please, don't let them kill my chicken.
Well, I don't think I'll let them kill it, but if it goes missing, I mean, there's not much you could do at that point. That's what Mom always said.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god!
Dark as shit. Okay.
Wait,
Um,
how? That's not that dark.
I
What?
mean, it's like it's naive but unintentionally dark. um, so you don't make any effort to stop them as they haul this harpy up and they hold it kind of over the ledge.
Do you want me to do a strength check from my side?
Yeah, if you're holding it as well.
Yeah, I will. I'm not gonna be good at this. Just want to throw this out. But you know
Oh,
what? It's somehow better than rolls I've had with +5 already. So
yeah, that's lucky. Okay, so yeah, 16. You might be stronger than some of the other staff. Um, and you all manage to essentially yeet it off the ledge, just as it had done to fellow travelers who you made bonds with. And the captain just holds his head in his hands, like he can't even bring himself to watch it happen as you push it off, and you hear the same splash that you had heard about 30 minutes prior, indicating that a body has just hit the water. And the creature has drowned, essentially. And the staff kind of look back to both of you and say, we can handle it from here. We'll speed the ship back up. It's slowed down for some reason. I'm sorry about the delay, and I'm sorry about what
no
you've been through.
worries. No worries. Of course, I had the feeling something was not all that right, you know. But I knew yous had the purest intent, you know.
And they said,
I
yeah,
would like to have a word with him though, and he looks at his eyes towards the captain.
sure. And as you indicate the captain, he also looks up through his hands, clutching his face with his eyes all bloodshot and teary, and he says, what? What
You
possibly could you want to take?
you are so delusional, aren't you? Did you really think that dragon actually cared about you emotionally? Did you even really think that the dragon had any consideration for who your vessel is?
And he
No.
grits his teeth and kind of says, what do you know?
Oh, trust me, I know. Remember that story where you were trying to gather information that I come from some family and such, you know? Yeah, that's just a cover up. I know exactly what it's like to be in a system where you feel alone and you feel that finally you have some connection, only to realize that connection never cared about you to begin with. It's the same scenario here. That dragon never cared about you physically, mentally, and he points to where his chest is, emotionally.
And as you make those like bullet points of insult, he like visibly loses all of his resolve and just will to fight anyone anymore. He's just a shell of a human being. He's completely like 15-year-old post breakup, like just absolutely distraught. um he's just like inconsolable. He's not captaining the ship anymore. It seems that he only really cared about this job so that he could see her. And now that that's gone, he has no motivation to drive it anymore, but it appears that a lot of the staff also know how to pilot the ship. So it has
Yeah.
been sped up, and you are quickly approaching the shores of Ideal as he kind of quietly sobs and considers just jumping off early and swimming to her body and seeing if he can do anything to revive it, but he just doesn't. And he sits there watching the shore come closer, and you all have the opportunity to do the same as you approach the dock and the ship slowly descends.
I want to have one dragon. You did. The issue is you lost it. All because of those sweet murmurs that even I would admit I was convinced of, taking off myself. But let it be known that you gotta go out there. You gotta go find yourself. Find who you truly are. And only through the travel of carving your own path, what your true self is, and you'll find that passion again. But this time, and he puts his hand on his shoulder, it'll be worth it. And what you get back will get back to you.
And he blinks, kind of tears away, and looking at you with a newfound kind of not respect, but recognition, similar to how he looks at Garbanzo. He doesn't quite get you, but he can relate now in some way. And although he's very, very heartbroken and he isn't quite sure what his purpose is now, he does seem a lot more stable. And he assists the crew with their permission in getting the ship to dock,
Mm.
giving you like one final nod of recognition.
Yeah, I'll nod back and I'll turn away and I'll kind of lean back again on like the rafter, but this time close to where Garbanzo is situated
Mm,
in case Garbanzo wants to uh speak to me.
sure.
Okay. So, is it my turn?
Yep, you can. There's no
Okay.
act. I mean, there's no fighting, but you can talk.
Okay, cool. Oh, hey, Bog, what's up?
Ah, child, you are so naive, aren't you?
I'm not a child. I am 37 harvests old, I'll have you know.
Oh, but you still got a lot to learn around this whole world, don't you? As he
Well,
like
doesn't
throws his
everyone?
thumb in the air. I'm going to tell you something very important. Remember how I talked about those, suspicious people, those shady people?
Garbanzo starts looking around again over their shoulder once more.
Rest assured, we don't have any dangers for now. But I will let you know this. Not everyone is here to be your friend. Not
Why
everyone
not?
is here with the purest intention to help you.
Why not?
Because some people are downright selfish.
Have they tried
And
not doing
if you,
that?
some people are drawn to it by reason of what they had to go through in order to claim what they feel like they rightfully deserve. And if, in case you think I am selfless for all this acts, you are hardly mistaken. I only saw the possible outs. At the end of the day, I do not care nor bother whether these people survive after this or die. I only did it for my own intent, and that includes yourself.
Yeah, well, why did you say we earlier when you were talking about yourself?
Because, child,
I'm not a child.
I.
I'm 37 harvests old. That's well into
All
adulthood for
right,
gnomes.
all right, all right. Listen,
Mhm.
I don't think you're someone who wants to do anything for themselves. And it's got me interested, almost peculiar. You're possibly the first person I have seen in this life where your intent and your ambition is to pull others up. You want to
Yeah,
make life
probably.
better. So, when I said we, I mean, I'm not going to say it in front of everyone, but you're probably the most reliable person I know on this ship right now. And you know what? I might need that for a few things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
as
what
you kind of
things?
reach a common, hmm?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
sure.
Never know when to
Um,
talk.
no, no worries. So as you kind of reach a common ground and not quite an understanding of each other, or you have very vastly different ideas of the world, but you respect each other having both been through a tough thing just now. So as you kind of both lean over um the side of the ship, you get to see the water illuminating each other's faces, the whole area around you glowing as we hit land. And you see on the dock there are quite a few, hundreds even, of citizens of Ideal watching you. Um Likely with anticipation because this is the first time that they've opened their borders to non-citizens. So it's with a curiosity that they look with you and non-threatening vibes in general. You seem very welcomed, and you see these kind of mushroom-like almost structures of the whole land. For most magic users, it's not a visible, glowing, constant thing. It's not like the lifeblood of magic is always visible in P-Town or P-Town, depending who you ask.
Yeah.
So, so this is quite a sight to behold. And with that, we will end today's session. Yippee!
Yippee!
Oh yeah.
Yippee!
That was so fun.
Rad! I'm glad. I'm so glad. If there's anything I can be doing better, do let me know in DMs or
You're doing a
just
great
right now if
job.
you want.
No, you're
Hey,
doing good.
thanks. Yeah,
Obviously,
if there's anything.
I don't expect like hell. I don't even know like myself. Like everything in regards to what should be like counted specifically this in this scenario and that. So,
Mhm.
like always like discussing how like an action, for example, should be approached, and that. When it came to like the situation with like covering the ears and what check to make on that
Yeah.
and discussing that, it's always like the best thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
But yeah, no, you did a great job. I'll be honest, Angel. Like,
Yeah.
you kind of threw me off a few times with the dialogue. I was like, not in a bad way, by the way, just because it's your character, right? Of course. But I was
Yeah.
just like, how would I even like think of to react to this, and that it's like, okay.
Exactly. That's the point.
By by the end of it, I think I know how I'm going to like
Okay,
figure
I'm
out
sorry
that
if it was
dynamic.
confusing at all. I didn't mean to be
Oh,
difficult.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
you made it
If
fun.
Yeah, yeah, if anything, you
Oh fuck. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm good now. Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
I'm just glad I had what I had in my arsenal at that point because I was thinking, geez, you've already introduced the dragon. Well, let's just go off of like I've not versed a dragon in a while, It's been like over
Mhm.
2 years and such. So like I was really figuring out specifically in my head, okay, you probably have a fairly good decent chunk of health, and such. And especially for our current level, I was like, can we actually do this with the current like party we have situated, such. So I was like, you know what, I think we can, but it had to be under like the circumstances of like getting the people who were still on board on like my side to cooperate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's tricky to balance like strategy as a player and then what your character would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Uh,
struggling with that
w-
too.
when
Understandably, it's a tough
Angel
one.
when Angel was like consoling the captain and tried to possibly consider making the dragon awake, like my heart sank because I was like, oh no. That would make so much sense for your character to do that, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
what I was
don't
like, whoa.
feel. Yeah, yeah. Like this is your first campaign. Don't feel deterred if like
Yeah.
Okay.
your character feels inclined to do a motive or action, even if it goes against like the other like characters' like perspective and things and such.
Yeah, because character conflict is different than player conflict.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, yeah,
thinking of trying to blackmail the captain,
yeah.
but with like
I'm not
heartbeat
sure if that would have
information.
worked.
But I don't think it would have worked because if I would have rolled higher persuasion, I
Yeah,
probably could have. Because
I
with
think the wisdom saving, if anything, actually was him trying to get you on his side. Um,
yeah,
and I was
Like
like,
a
yeah,
manipulation tactic. Yeah.
yeah.
well, Garbanzo is willing to do kind of anything to keep the good of others happening.
Yeah,
Yep.
So
and
I was
my
thinking
character.
maybe Garbanzo would actually try to manipulate the captain in that scenario.
Yeah.
But
You know, it's hard to know what you know. Because Garbanzo just wants everyone to get along, and he doesn't care what he has to do to like get that happening. You know?
Yeah.
Undertale pacifist run, would you
Yep.
believe it? My entire character is pretty much like, let's get the solution, like regardless of like the feelings, except himself.
Yeah. I like how I muted myself. I like how fleshed out the characters have already become. I think that's very neat.
Yay!
I didn't know how to do the voice impression. That was actually the hardest part for me, honestly.
Yeah, I
Um,
like what you did.
and then I was just like, you know what? I'll just try and see if I can impersonate. It's gonna sound so bad. I'm gonna try and see if I can impersonate Cypher from Valerie.
From Valor? Ah. Yeah, I'm not super familiar, so it didn't come off as an impression to me. So it worked
Yeah, no,
perfectly.
I thought it
that's
was an
fine. That's
impression. I mean, not an impression. I thought it was a voice, but
Yeah,
it was
but I like it.
cool.
It's
That
good.
was fun. Our characters are like polar opposites, and it makes every scene they're in really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah, you're literally like the the so like typical like innocent person,
yeah,
who uh doesn't really want to deal with like conflict necessarily. Uh and just because of like the upbringing and such. Whereas like my character's upbringing, I'll keep it vague, is not what it all seems. I'll leave it at
Interesting.
that.
Just vague lore drop.
cool. Well, my character's an open book, so Garbanzo will tell you anything you want to
Yeah.
know. Garbanzo will tell you everything.
Yes. And that could be a fucking problem later on. So I'm like trying to figure out shit how to get around that.
How do we consider the garbanzo complication?
The garbanzo possibly like spreading information that should not be spread at like particular scenario that like could make a major difference.
It's like, hi, my friend just robbed you.
No, I wouldn't let you rob someone. That's not nice. Robbing isn't cool.
No. 100% your character would stop me from robbing
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, you gotta also
Which
sneak
he,
around garbanzo.
which I
My
mean,
Uncle
he
Mung
would
said that robbery's not good unless it's from the government.
Uncle Mung is based.
I love Uncle Mung.
Yeah. I tried my best, but I've lost
You
my
did
southern accent
great.
completely.
You did great.
Uh,
Don't
uh,
worry. I
it'll
considered
be better than mine regardless, like I can't even do it. I don't attempt to.
Yeah.
I considered doing one for Garbanzo, but I already have a bit of an accent, so I just figured I'd use a regular one, but more
Yeah.
upbeat.
But yeah, this was great.
That was fun. That was great. I loved that. That was fun. Thank you. Thank you guys. This
Indeed.
was great.
Yeah, there are gonna be some funny clips, I bet.
Oh yeah, for
Just
sure.
I'll look back through it. But yeah, I think that's all for today.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay,
and so
I'll post
we
your
have two
VOD and
players that aren't.
everything.
Thanks. Yeah, we have two players who weren't here today. I'll have to check in with them to see when those schedules work. But yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
And I will keep studying so I can be better. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I will
I-
also finish the character sheets. So if there's anything else you want me to add to those.
Oh yeah, I will. I mean, I might not know because like time wise and such, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Sounds
So
pretty decent.
thanks for playing with me. I appreciate it very
That
much.
was awesome. That was great.
Yeah. Quite fun.
Woo!
So I shall leave the call probably and then
Sounds
stream
good.
because I want to eat. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna end stream too.
thanks
worries.
for Yeah, let me see if I can read someone or if that's applicable. But other than that,
Sounds good.
yeah, indeed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.
You too.